Good morning. Good morning, Washington family. Happy Wednesday. My beautiful students. This is, you know who I am, right? Your proud principal. I am so happy to join you once again. I really always look forward to this part of my week. To just be able to read to my students. I get so excited when I see you posting your comments and connecting with the books that we read to you. I appreciate Dr. Morales and Mrs. Coca, who also read to us every week. We really hope that you enjoy this part of your day. You know how much we love you, Bobcats, and we hope that everybody woke up on the right side of the bed, right? Let's have that positive mindset and let's get ready to learn. We have a lot of work, a lot of learning to do. So good morning, everyone. Before I share with you the book that we are going to read, I want you to know, let's see, I see a few of you have checked in. Evelyn de la Cruz cannot hear. Can anybody hear me? Okay, here we go. Can you hear me, Bobcats? Do I see a yes? Can anybody hear me? I think we're having some technical difficulties. Good morning, everyone. I just want to make sure you can hear me. Okay, Steph Mendez can hear me. Thank you. Let's see, Ricardo Mesabalsa, can you hear me? Okay, Jonathan cannot hear me. Angie, can you hear me? Miss Elizabeth can hear me. Sorry, I don't know. I'm using my phone, Bobcats. I hope that you're able to hear me in a little bit. Okay, let me know if you can't hear me, and I might have to. Okay, Angie can hear me. Okay, awesome. Okay, Evelyn de la Cruz still cannot hear me. I'm so sorry. I don't know why we have this, why this happens. But I'm going to keep talking, and I'm hoping that you're able to hear me very soon. Maybe next time I can use my computer to log onto our Facebook page. But anyway, I do want to welcome all of you, and I just want to share a couple things with you before we start our read aloud. Last week, and I forgot to share this with you on Monday, just like our district recognizes our Teachers of the Year, our district also recognizes Classified Employees of the Year. We do understand that our teachers would not be able to do their job the way they would want to if they didn't have the support of other amazing employees at schools. And we need to recognize that, and we need to acknowledge that. So this year, Washington's Employee of the Year is, and many of you probably already know because we shared it with everyone, but Washington's Classified Employee of the Year is Miss Sandra, our secretary. Yay! We surprised her last week, and the district honored her with a beautiful plaque and a couple of gifts. And we just congratulated Miss Sandra, and we thanked her for all and everything that she does for Washington, for our school. So we appreciate Miss Sandra. And when you have a moment, send her a shout out. You know, she's at school right now, so you're welcome to give her a call and say congratulations to Miss Sandra. Also, I want to invite your parents to our first virtual coffee and chat with the principal this Friday, May 22nd at 11 a.m. Okay, so if your parents haven't heard Bobcats, please let them know. I am looking forward to talking to your parents and giving them some important updates on distance learning, on just everything that our school and our district is going through right now. And I also want to hear our parents with any questions, any concerns that they might have. Everyone is invited to join. So I really hope that your parents can join me, okay? This Friday at 11 o'clock. Let's all have our coffee ready to have a great chat. So, with that being said, today's book is called Amelia's Road. Now, by looking at the cover of this book, can you try to think, what is this book about? Or can you predict what this book is going to be about? Look at the title. Look at the illustration, right? You see a little girl on her knees. She's sitting on a field. She has carrots. What do you think this book? Yes, Steph Mendes, good job. It's about farming, right? Farm workers. By looking at the title, Amelia's Road, do you think that Amelia and her family probably spend a lot of time on the road? Let's find out. Are you ready? I hope you enjoy it. Amelia's Road, written by Linda Jacobs Altman. Right, it's about fruits and vegetables and farming. My Bobcats are so smart. Okay, here we go. So I will read to you first, and then I will show you the illustrations. Amelia Luisa Martinez hated roads, straight roads, curved roads, dirt roads, paved roads, roads leading to all manner of strange places, and roads leading to nowhere at all. Amelia hated roads so much that she cried every time her father took out the map. The roads Amelia knew went to farms where workers labored in sun-struck fields and lived in grim gray shanties. Los caminos, the roads, were long and cheerless. They never went where you wanted them to go. Wow, it doesn't seem like Amelia likes the roads, right? We can tell by where it says the roads were cheerless. What does cheerless mean? No cheer, right? No excitement. Why do you think she hates the roads? Why do you think she doesn't like going to the farms? That's not where a child probably wants to go, right? Amelia wanted to go someplace where people didn't have to work so hard, or move around so much, or live in labor camps. Her house would be white and tidy, and blue shutters at the windows, and a fine old shade tree growing in the yard. She would live there forever and never worry about los caminos again. So she wishes she had a home far away from Los Caminos. It was almost dark when the rusty old car pulled to a stop in front of cabin number 12 at the labor camp. "Is this the same cabin we had last year?" Amelia asked, but nobody remembered. It didn't seem to matter to the rest of the family. It mattered a lot to Amelia. From one year to the next, there was nothing to show Amelia had lived there, gone to school in this town, and worked in these fields. Amelia wanted to settle down, to belong. "Maybe someday," said her mother. But that wonderful someday never seemed to come. So what is happening, boys and girls? What does this story tell us? Amelia is always moving around from one town to the next and to the next. That means that she has to go from one school to another school. Do you think that's fun? Right? Going to a school, making friends, and then having to say goodbye, and then having to meet a new group set of friends. That must be tough. And this is a life for a lot of people who work in the fields and have to be migrating from field to field. Mama, Amelia asked, where was I born? Mrs. Martinez paused for a moment and smiled. Where? Let me see. Must have been in Yuba City, because I remember we were picking peaches at the time. That's right, peaches, said Mr. Martinez, which means you were born in June. Amelia sighed. Other fathers remembered days and dates. Hers remembered crops. Mr. Martinez marked all the important occasions of life by the never-ending rhythms of harvest. So does Amelia know when her birthday is? Do her parents know when her birthday is? It doesn't seem like it, right? But they know that it was in June when the peaches were harvesting. The next day, everybody got up at dawn. From 5 to almost 8 in the morning, Amelia and her family picked apples. Even though she still felt sleepy, Amelia had to be extra careful so she wouldn't bruise the fruit. By the time she had finished her morning's work, Amelia's hands stung and her shoulders ached. She grabbed an apple and hurried off to school. Wow. There's Amelia's mom picking the apples, right? There's Amelia. She's being very careful. But look at her sleepy eyes. Oh, Amelia, such a hard-working child and responsible. Last year, Amelia spent 6 weeks at Fillmore Elementary School, and not even the teacher had bothered to learn her name. This year, the teacher bothered. She welcomed all the new children to her classroom and gave them name tags to wear. She wore a name tag herself. It said Mrs. Ramos. Later, Mrs. Ramos asked the class to draw their dearest wishes. Share with us something that's really special to you. Amelia knew exactly what that would be. She drew a pretty white house with a great big tree in the front yard. When Amelia finished, Mrs. Ramos showed her picture to the whole class. Then she pasted a bright red star on top. By the end of the day, everybody in class had learned Amelia's name. Finally, here was a place where she wanted to stay. Aww. There's Amelia's drawing. There's the teacher. What an awesome teacher, right? We love these teachers. She's taking the time to get to know Amelia and the rest of the students. She's building community in the classroom. Amelia couldn't wait to tell her mother about this wonderful day. Feeling as bright as the sky, she decided to look for a shortcut back to the camp. Well, that's when she found it. The accidental road. There she is, trying to walk back to her family. Let's see. Amelia called it the accidental road because it was narrow and rocky, more like a footpath that happened by accident than a road somebody built on purpose. She followed it over a grassy meadow, through a clump of bushes, and down a gentle hill. There, where the accidental road ended, stood a most wondrous tree. It was old beyond knowing, and quite the sturdiest, but most permanent thing Amelia had ever seen. When she closed her eyes, she could even picture it in front of her tidy white house. Amelia danced for joy, her black hair flying as she twirled around and around the silent meadow. Oh, she fell in love with this tree. Wouldn't we all love to have this tree in front of our home? Imagine all the beautiful shade and wind and oxygen the tree would give us. Almost every day when work and school were over, Amelia would sit beneath the tree and pretend she had come home. More than anywhere in the world, she wanted to belong to this place and know that it belonged to her. But the harvest was almost over, and Amelia didn't know what she'd do when the time came for leaving. She asked everyone for advice: her sister Rosa, her parents, her brother Hector, her neighbors at camp, and Mrs. Ramos at school. But nobody could tell her what to do. The answer, when it came, was nearly as accidental as the road. That's right, Ricardo. She can put a tire swing on the tree and swing every day, right? Are you ready? Amelia found an old metal box that somebody had tossed into the trash. It was dented and rusty, but Amelia didn't care. That box was the answer to her problem. She set to work at once, filling it with Amelia things. First, she put in the hair ribbon her mother had made for her one Christmas. Next came the name tag Mrs. Ramos had given her. Then, a photograph of her whole family taken at her last birthday. And after that, the picture she'd drawn in class with the bright red star on it. Finally, she took out a sheet of paper and drew a map of the accidental road from the highway to the very old tree. In her best lettering, she wrote, Amelia Road, on the path. Then she folded the map and put it into her box. There's Amelia with her metal box. What do you think she's going to do with that box, Bobcats? Does she want it maybe to keep her memories? To remember this road? To remember the school? To remember Mrs. Robles, her teacher? I'm sorry, Mrs. Ramos? Ooh, ready? When all the apples were finally picked, Amelia's family and the other workers had to get ready to move again. Amelia made one more trip down the accidental road, this time with her treasure box. She dug a hole near the old tree and gently placed the box inside and covered it over with dirt. Then she set a rock on top so nobody would notice the fleshy turned ground. When Amelia finished, she took a step back and looked at the tree. Finally, here was a place where she belonged, a place where she could come back to. There she is, burying her box. Wow. And she's holding all her memories, placed them inside this box. That was a great idea from Amelia, right? I'll be back, she whispered, and then she turned away. Amelia skipped through the meadow, laughed at the sky, even turned cartwheels right in the middle of the accidental road. Well, she seems happy. She's smiling a little bit, right? She feels proud of what she did. When she got back to the camp, the rest of the family had already started packing the car. Amelia watched them for a moment, then took a deep breath and joined in to help. For the first time in her life, she didn't cry when her father took out the road map. There's Amelia carrying a box, getting ready to travel to their next campground. And that is the end. There's her drawing. Aww. Did you enjoy it, Bobcats? Amelia's Road is definitely based on true stories, right? Many people in our world are farm workers, and we thank them for their job. Thanks to them, we are able to have fresh strawberries in our kitchen, right? We have fresh apples. We have papayas, we have guayabas, we have all kinds of different fruits and vegetables that we enjoy every day when we're eating. And we appreciate the hard work, and it is pretty sad to see that many of these families don't have a stable life. They have to be traveling from one place to another, and children don't have a stable life at school. They're continuously making new friends. And it's definitely a challenge and very hard. So I really hope that you, next time you grab that apple or that orange, you take a moment to really appreciate where it comes from, because somebody was hard at work picking that fruit for you to eat, for us to eat, right? So I hope you enjoyed it. Yay! I'm glad you thought that this was a great book. Thank you, my Bobcats. Have a beautiful day. Stay safe. Take care. And we will see you very soon. Okay? We love you. And we miss you a lot. So take good care of yourself. And we will see you soon. Bye, Bobcats.